Welcome to episode 41 of the Isla Paradiso bunch. In this episode, the crew arrive in Egypt. We've still got the same people because we haven't gone home yet, because I've got a mod that lets me go direct from one World Adventures world to the next. If you don't have the NRAS Traveller mod, well then you'll need to go home and wait 2 days and then you can go to Egypt. So this is what you see when you first arrive at Egypt. The base camp in Egypt is tents, unlike the other two World Adventures worlds that have buildings, and that's the adventure board there in the middle. The base camp here has an ablutions block and very basic cooking facilities. They mainly just have a fridge and a fire pit. That's the temple of Hatshepsut there. And now we're going across to Abu Simbel, a little campground, and the Pyramid of the Sky, water in the sand fishing hole in front of it. There's campgrounds which are spots with a tent and fire pit. That's the Pyramid of the Wind, and now we've come down to Pharaoh's Oasis, and I'm going to send Judy there to do some fishing. There's the Al Samhara market. Diana and Muriel will be visiting there to buy books and items from the general store. Diana has the book shop bargainer lifetime reward, and Muriel has the haggler lifetime reward, and those two lifetime rewards will assist in getting reduced prices at those two locations. So I tend to get them to do all the purchasing where possible. Okay, now we're back at the base camp, and I'm going to get Craig to go to the adventure board to see if he can find an adventure. While Jeannie, Hayley and Josephine chat there together, the adventure that Craig is about to get is Business Abroad. Morku Corp is working on a business opportunity with the Egyptian government to find 3 ancient relics in Al Samhara. The work will be dangerous but quite profitable. Interested Sims should report to Inji Amin for more information. And while Craig goes off to report in, we see Judy is at Pharaoh's Oasis and she is fishing for crocodiles. If you watched episode 39 when they were in France, Judy got an adventure, Frogs Make It Snappy. And then she got Oops, Forgot the Meat, and we saw those two being fulfilled, but we didn't see her do the veggies now where she had to deliver quality lettuce, but she has done that one. And now the 4th step in this adventure chain is a vicious delicacy. I'll continue explaining Judy's fishing adventure, but at the moment we can see Muriel has gone to the general store. Now, Muriel has got the lifetime reward of haggler, which means that she can buy things a lot cheaper than the others in this group because they don't all have the haggler lifetime reward. So she's going to go to the general store and buy all of the objects that can only be bought in Egypt that they would like to have back home in Isla Paradiso. And Diana has another lifetime reward. Hers is Bookshop Bargainer. So she gets the job of buying the books they need, the recipe books and skill books that they need that are only available in Egypt. So that's what she's doing at the moment. Then I'll send Diana and Muriel back to the base camp. And I'll explain a bit more about Judy's adventure where she was fishing at Pharaoh's Oasis. She's after a vicious delicacy. The last feast I prepared went incredibly well thanks to you. I want to prepare something a little more special now. Travel to Egypt and obtain 2 crocodiles that are neutral quality or better. I'll pay you some simoleons for your trip and the crocodiles. So that's an adventure that she completes back by going back to France. And she's working at Pharaoh's Oasis. Now Craig has arrived at Inji Amin's house to report in for his Business Abroad adventure. And he gets 20 visa points and some high quality dry food just for reporting in. and she gives him another adventure, an introductory test. It is most excellent to see a fresh set of hands in Al Samara. I suggest you visit the market before you venture further to purchase a tent, some dried food, and a shower in a can, so you don't end up starved or smelly amongst the dunes. Here is some dried food, awful tasting stuff, but it will keep you alive. I need you to take care of a small errand for me. I accidentally left some papers in a nearby tomb. Go to the Tomb of Discovery, find my papers, and bring them back to me. You will be compensated. Then I will give you more exciting tasks. Now, the Tomb of Discovery happens to be right next to the base camp, so that's why Craig's run back to the base camp. And he's entering the Tomb of Discovery now. So we're going to do this tomb with Craig. It's a very easy tomb. Nothing much in it. He's really just got to open up a few treasure chests that will cause locked doors to open for him, and then go back and report in. I think he's got to stand on a floor switch as well. Anyway, there's a note on the wall there that he's got to read. It says, every good explorer should carry a tent and dried food at all times. The stairs closed behind me, but luckily I'm prepared. I'm confident I'll find a way out any day now. I think there's a skeleton there somewhere. That's a crescent-shaped keystone. If you notice, we get hearts in France and stars in China and crescents in Egypt. But sometimes we get stars in Egypt as well. And you could get crescents in China. But mostly that's where they belong. So he's got through that wall, that door. Now he's going to stand on that floor switch. See what it does. Opens up some steps for him. Maybe they're the steps that closed behind that other explorer who left the note on the wall. So he must have got out if the steps he got up to the top there to leave a message. So maybe there is a skeleton there, look. I'm confused. How did the message get up above when the skeleton is down past the steps? So let's open that door. Reveal the room. There's a pushable statue and something on the floor and a floor switch. So that's obvious. He's got to pull and push that statue onto the floor switch. And I guess it'll unlock that door that's in front of him there. When you're doing these tombs, all the rooms that are not opened yet are always all black, so you're usually surrounded by blackness. But it's only temporary most of the time. So he succeeded in opening that door. We'll open up the next room. Another pushable statue and another floor switch. Guess if he pulls that one, he'll unlock the next door and open up the next room. And another floor switch, but this is one he's got to stand on. You can tell by the footprints. That door unlocked for him. So there is the objective of his mission. Looks like there's a hidden door there as well. He's going to take everything out of there. There's papers and a gold statue. It's probably a part of a collection. Might be. I think there are several different types of collections that they can collect. And like I said before, if you can complete a collection, put it in all together in a room back at home, and whenever your Sims are in that room, they'll get the Wondrous Collection Positive Moodlet, which will increase their lifetime happiness points. It will earn them faster. or it'll help your Sim's happiness bar to go higher, and if it gets above the threshold, then you will gain happiness points whilever they're in that room. So now he's found another room that has got some ancient coins on the floor and a treasure chest I can just see there. So he's going to open that treasure chest, and that is the Egyptian sigil of the Tomb of Discovery. That's part of the tomb collection that I want to complete for Egypt. Now Craig has found the briefing papers. He needs to make his way back to Inji Amin's house to report in and deliver the briefing. So he's found some stairs to climb to get out of the tomb, but the door's locked, and there's another treasure chest. So he'd better open that and see what he can find in the treasure chest. This will just be treasure. Looks like copper. I always keep the copper when they find it because there's so many adventures in all of the different worlds where you need copper, especially inconvenient when you get back to China and find you've got to get copper and you haven't got any. So it's a good one to keep. Although if you get heaps of it, it's okay to sell it occasionally, but you need both copper bars and you need to keep the unsmelted copper as well, because the adventures often specify one or the other. And they usually happen in a different world where you don't find copper so easily, or if at all. So he's heading off back to Inji Amin's place. So we won't see him doing a lot of his journey. There were rendering issues with that, but we will see as the videos progress everything you can possibly hope to see around Egypt. And I'm sure that you've got your own games to check out. There he is. He's arrived with Inji Amin, and he is delivering his papers that he found in the tomb. And she says, Agent of Morku Corp is the next one. The tomb didn't kill you? Most excellent. It will take me some time to analyse these papers. Until then, Morku Corp has other tasks for you. Report to my lackey, Dalida Baccarat. I don't fully trust this person, but one cannot choose their employees. Do whatever is asked of you. Objective: report to Dalida Baccarat to earn some visa points. Reward visa points. And Craig earned 30 visa points from delivering his papers. Here he is. He's arrived at Dalida Baccarat's place, and she gives him the next step in the adventures, which is Gems of the Sands. He's got to go and collect some turquoise. I think it's 4 pieces of turquoise. And you use map view to find your turquoise because it'll have little map tags where it is. And often you can't get it all on the first day. So you tend to have to wait a day or two during your adventure before you can collect all of the items that you've got to collect when you've got items to collect. That fishing hole that you can see down in the middle there, that's where Judy's fishing. And there we go, there's some more turquoise. There's the Sphinx in the top left corner. You get pomegranates in that garden that you can see just below there now. And the copper quarries in that island in the middle, back near the township. That's the tomb of the Pyramid of the Sky. And this piece of turquoise is just near Abu Simbel. Now, Abu Simbel's a huge tomb, and it's a free one. It's not involved in an adventure. So you can go in there anytime, provided you've got the items that you are required to have to get in there. That's Hatshepsut's temple and the graveyard in the middle now. So we looked all over the place, and there's only 3 pieces of turquoise to be found at the moment. And we've told him to look for all 3 of them. So there's nothing much we can do now with Craig until he gets the opportunity to find more of it. So I'm bouncing down into a few likely spots where he might be able to locate, dig places where he can excavate or even find metals and things lying around on the ground. So there is a dig spot. So when he's found his turquoise, he can come here and excavate that. I think it's just near the fishing hole that Judy's fishing at, but I'm not sure if it's correct. There's a few fishing holes around. She's at the Pharaoh's Oasis. That's another little tomb there. It's only a tiny one. It's not part of an adventure, so you can go in there any time. It is part of an adventure in that you have to visit it, but you don't have to go and find anything in it. This is a great spot for Mamatomium, which you need to find for adventures sometimes. There's all sorts of things to be found here, and they keep spawning all through the game. So I like to come back here often. He's got some sort of a metal and a wildflower and a turtle to find so far. And I think there's a pigeon down there that he can come and befriend. You can just see it, the same colour as the ground almost. So we'll leave Craig now to do what he's got to do. So we'll go back to base camp and pick on Jeannie. She can go to the board and see what adventures she can find there. The others are just hanging around there chatting. They'll do something shortly. Okay, she's going to do tomb tours. The Al Samahara Cartographers Union, local number 458, is in search of an aspiring adventurer to explore the local tombs. Please visit the Great Pyramid, Sphinx, the ruins of Karnak, the Temple of Queen Hatshepsut, and the Pyramid of the Wind in order, and report to Nephi Hawass to earn some visa points and a cash bonus. Objective: visit the Great Pyramid, Sphinx, the ruins of Karnak, the Temple of Queen Hatshepsut, and the Pyramid of the Wind, and report to Nephi Hawass to earn visa points, ancient coins, and simoleons. So the first place she's got to go to is the Great Pyramid. Now that's a great spot on screen right now. I often find beetles in there that I'm looking for, scarab beetles and things like that. It's one of my favourite spots to look for beetles. And here she is arriving at the Great Pyramid. She doesn't have to go inside, she's just got to get to the door. And then she can head off to the Sphinx. I think this adventure is meant to let you know where things are. The other good thing about this particular adventure is she's not going inside. Once she goes inside, these pyramids, when you get up close like I am now, they just collapse and all you see is a thing about as tall as the Sim. And you don't see the pyramid anymore, which is not very, makes me sad. So now she's off to the Sphinx. It'll take her a little while to get there. We're going to see some great drama in the Sphinx in future episodes, but in this episode it's just the Sphinx. She's a genie, and we can see her pink cloud of light that she floats in when she's going places without her Ken Spa. It's good that she can actually travel by motorised transport occasionally. We might as well go along with her and see a bit of the scenery. Egypt is a beautiful world to be in, to see things. There's that spot that I like to catch the bugs in. There's always something interesting there when you're looking for bugs. It's fascinating to see this world in the snow. I don't know if it snows in the real Egypt, probably not. But it snows in this Egypt if you've got seasons installed and the snowing turned on. I've got it turned off at the moment in another game, but I think in this game it's turned on. So when winter comes around, we'll see the snow, but that'll be in future episodes, not in this one. So she's found the Sphinx, and now she's going to head off to the ruins of Karnak. That's the copper quarry island there. There's bridges. See right in the middle? Not the separate island with no bridges, but the one that you get to with the bridges. There's a big tomb in there, and you can get into it without an adventure. So you go in there and you can find lots of copper. And one of the tomb collection as well, one of the sigils for the tomb collection. So there's the pyramids, and she's got to go past the pyramids and all the way around the corner to the ruins of Karnak. Now, this is another tomb. It's a very small tomb, and you go into it. It's not part of an adventure other than this one, where you go to just be there. It's not a tomb that's you've got to explore. It's got a few little things in there. There's a treasure chest, and maybe you'll find some insects or something in the treasure chest. That's about it. Might be some gold coins on the floor, ancient coins. But you can just see her there as she floats along. We're seeing it on a very sunny day where it's a bit misty. So it's not particularly strong colours at the moment. But you can see where she's heading for. It's that ruins off in the distance where you can see the pillars standing up. There is a set of steps down there in the middle of that somewhere. Fortunately, she doesn't have to find the steps today. She's just got to get to the ruins. But you do need to find the steps if you want to go down there and collect the insects or other treasures that might be down in the tomb. And as I said, it's a very tiny tomb. I think it's only got one room. There's always seagulls flying around near the ocean. So we see her travelling in this direction. And then on the way back, the scenery will be different because she's travelling in the opposite direction. So this is all she's got to do, is just arrive there. She's now got to Carnac. And now she's got to go to the temple of Queen Hatshepsut. I may or may not cut bits out of this because it's a long way to the Queen Hatshepsut's temple. This ruins of Karnak is on the extreme of one side of the river, and the temple of Hatshepsut is on the extreme on the other side of the river. So we'll just see how she goes. I'll probably do the narration with her, assuming as she goes all the way, but I need to cut about 4 more minutes out of this video, so we probably won't see the whole journey. But that scene's quite pretty at the moment. Had to catch up with her, and the scenery's changed a bit now. Because it all looks so different in different lights. This light, it's all washed out and looks so hot. So now she's going to get on her Ken Spa and start riding along the road. I think that's the Pyramid of the Wind that we can see just there. It's the one on the end. So she's got to get to the temple of Queen Hatshepsut, which is on the way on the other side of the river, and then she's got to come back to the Pyramid of the Wind. So we'll see all this again yet. Just crossing one of the bridges. Now she's got to travel on foot now. If she was a sim, she'd be running. if she was a human sim, but she is a genie, so she's floating on her cloud of pink light. Just going through town. There are some of the houses in this town that have got fruit trees growing in their gardens, and if you can find them, you can harvest. I know there's a pomelo tree and a lime tree that I've seen, but I can never find them when I want to. But I do come across them occasionally, but only by accident when I'm not looking for them. There's a local Egyptian running off somewhere, and Jeannie's got back on her Ken Spa now. She's travelling by motorised transport out to the tomb of Hatshepsut, and you can see it in the distance there now, the tomb of Hatshepsut, or the temple of Hatshepsut. There's a couple of big adventures you do in this temple, but we won't be going in there today. We just have to arrive there and then go back to the Pyramid of the Wind. Back on the Ken Spa, and we'll see what it looks like. Oh, it's getting dark now. She's got a light on, so it must be almost night time. So the light will be changing. Although the temple looks almost like the real temple of Hatshepsut, the scenery around it is nothing like it. But it's all part of being a game, isn't it? See if we can catch up with her. She's left us behind. The misty mountains in the distance as the evening falls. So she's gone back through town again. Got to go towards the bridge and across the bridge. Back on the Kent Spa. See the lights come on the pyramids at night. There she is. She's reached it. So now she can go and report into Nepthi Hawass, where she'll be getting more visa points, ancient coins and simoleons. You can see her map tag there, that red map tag in the middle. And she's waiting for Jeannie to turn up in the middle of the El Samahara market. She's just about got there now, I think. So she'll start running. She's got to Nepthi Hawass. And she's going to report in with her success. Nepthi Hawass is happy with her, and she says, "You've done a great service to the El Samahara Cartographers Union, local number 458, in updating our maps for us. These new maps should be greatly improve the experience of tourists. You have our gratitude." She got 40 visa points, 400 ancient coins, and 2,500 simoleons. I love that fountain in the middle there. That's their swimming pool in El Samahara. I've seen as many as 6 Sims in there all at once, all swimming around. I thought it was really amusing. But they definitely enjoy a pool. So now Jeannie's gone off on her own to relax at the end of her long adventure where she's done so much running around. And she's sitting in a garden she's found someplace. I bet it's somebody's house. And she's just reading a book. Back at the base camp, the others are all putting themselves to sleep now because they need to prepare for the next adventure, which will start tomorrow, and it will be in another episode. It'll be actually in episode 42. This is episode 41. So that's it for now, the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and happy simming. Bye-bye for now.